Basically, both of us were left in the dirt.
Yep.
With nowhere to throw a venue. The party's not going ahead as it was originally advertised. So if you want a refund, you can apply for one. And then we had a little bit of confrontation about, you told the people that weren't party weren't happening, blah blah. And I was like, we've had losses, do you know what I mean? And like we've had to put money in out of our own pockets rather than like using ticket sales to fund this stuff, do you know what I mean? Like putting money in and getting it back from ticket sales, or sometimes it comes to the end and we've not, you know what I mean? It's not been great. Like,
hello mate, thanks ever so much for clicking on the video. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment and hit the bell notification so you can keep up to date with all our latest episodes that we release. See you on the dance floor.
Welcome back to another Music Matters podcast, and today I've got Jack and Vince from the WONKADONK.
Nice to have us, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, have I got that right from the WONKADONK?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, is that good enough?
That's the one.
Sweet, mate. So let's get all started then. How did your music journeys begin before you got into WONKADONK? Like, what was the start of it all?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it all starts back at home with the parents, you know what I mean, with music and stuff. My mum was massively into like the Ibiza classics. Ministry of Sound CDs were massively played in my house all the time. And that's really it, really. You know, it just started there. And then from then onwards, obviously, that was when I was about maybe 12.
Yeah.
Back at home in the UK. From Swindon, originally. Which is not the best part of the UK, but it's still good. So
that's all right.
It's still good. But yeah, and then just went from there, really. Like, obviously, listening to them CDs, then moved into kind of like the underage kind of clubs in the UK when I was at college.
The youth clubs, isn't it?
Youth club,
mate, yeah. We got a pool table and a dartboard.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, with like a dodgy DJ in the corner. But yeah, it started there really, and then literally went into. To be honest with you, before I actually went into kind of like listening to house music and things like that, it was more like drum and bass, as you know. Back in the UK.
Drum and bass is big, isn't it?
Big in the UK,
especially when you're young and you're little fucking.
That's it, mate. You're just out, do you know what I mean? Doing like causing havoc. Listening to drum and bass, just get right up for it. So yeah, I was like listening to that kind of stuff. Obviously, Chasing Status were massive influences back in the day as well.
Yeah.
And like other kind of bands like Rudimental, things like that were decent kind of people I listened to as well. But yeah, that's it. That's kind of how I got into it really. And then from then onwards, I actually left listening to kind of electronic music and started playing the guitar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started singing songwriting for some weird reason. Pursued that for a while. But that never went anywhere. And then I left home when I was like 20 to move to Australia. Yeah. And that's when I really fell in love with the music, to be honest with you, because that was when I got into the scene in Melbourne.
So is the scene quite big in like Australia then, like back then?
Massive, man.
Because now it is, isn't it? Like now it's like fucking pumping big time.
I was like 20, 21 when I first got to Australia. And obviously didn't really know what from what really, you know, just kind of went there, just kind of going out all the time. First time kind of taking ecstasy and Mandy and that, just getting right about it. Do you know what I mean? Just thinking it's the best time of my life. And just finding any kind of clubs that I could get myself involved really, you know, and found a massive scene there, you know. They've got kind of like, it's weird. It's like a house kind of tech house kind of vibe mostly. There's not really too much techno knocking around in Melbourne.
No, it's all. Is it like the vocal tech house?
Yeah,
mate. The Michael Bibby stuff, right?
Yeah, load of big build-ups, like nice like women vocals, stuff like that over the top. And it went from there. So then obviously we used to go out all the time every weekend. I used to live around the corner from a club called New Guernica. Massive club, if anyone knows about that club in Melbourne.
New Guernica?
Yeah, New Guernica, yeah.
Because everyone's fucking gurning.
Mate, I was basically I was regular in there. I used to just pop around the corner, like used to live in the middle of the city down Lonsdale Street, pop around the corner to New Guernica, and it was like probably I reckon 200 metres around the corner. Just pop in there, go meet everyone that was in there, because I knew the regulars, because I was in there every weekend. It's a Thursday night, like a students kind of thing. And just loved it, mate. Just tech house all night, loving it, man. Open till like 5 a.m, like standard kind of time, nothing major. They don't really have too many after hours in Melbourne, not that I know of. And yeah, I went from there, then went over to New Zealand for a year. Again, that's when I kind of got in touch with drum and bass again, because it's quite big in New Zealand, drum and bass.
Drum and bass, is it?
Yeah, surprisingly, mate. I've seen fucking who did I see out there? And Hybrid Minds,
right?
Yeah, a bit of Liquid out there as well. My New Lang,
yeah.
Old school,
yeah.
Yeah, like they played in a tiny little bar in the middle of Wellington. So yeah, it was a bit of drum and bass there, and then a few festivals that knocked around. And then after going back to Australia for there, I then came over here to Vancouver. But obviously the whole reason after leaving Melbourne, me and my mates used to say was like, oh, I wish I could throw a rave, man. I wish I could throw like some kind of like underground party or like a festival of some kind. And we said, oh, we'll do it all the time. We'll do it one day, you know, in Melbourne. But we never could kind of get the money together, firstly, or anyone that wanted to kind of do it. Came to Vancouver and then moved in 2019. It's been like 4 years now. And then obviously came over here and I was like, right, where are we going out then? Where are we going to go out? Kind of like looking around for some places.
That's a typical like British thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Straight here, like, where can we go? Yeah, we want a party. Where can we go? You know?
Where's it going at? You know.
And there wasn't just really much here, was there?
No,
like we couldn't find much.
Not that we knew of straight away.
Yeah, not that we knew of straight away.
Not like you know what I mean.
Took a while to find it.
You go down any major city really, and you can kind of walk past the front doors of some clubs, and you'll be like, "Oh, that looks good."
It's going to go off in there, or even online. Find places online, but
Resident Advisor, for example. You're looking on Resident Advisor here, like you don't really see much. Do you know what I mean? There's not enough on there.
No,
do you know what I mean?
I look on there like to do like the promotion thing, and you don't see much, but like
relax a lot over here.
Yeah, and I also find like over here they like promote like 3 days before the event.
Yeah,
it's not really like a build up like there was like in the UK, right? It's like
well, you can wait like months before, or even like a couple of a month or a week before.
Yeah, they do that.
Too slow in it.
There's a lot of parties just pop up.
I think that's like one thing that's like that's one of the biggest downfalls here. I think I don't know why they do it, but I think
a lot of places they have like their home bases, don't they, where they just throw parties every week, so they don't really need to advertise as much because people are just going to go there.
Yeah,
like the Vantex and the U+1. It's always just people know it's there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we got it. Obviously looking for somewhere. Still in that back of my mind, I'm thinking I'd love to get in this kind of throwing something, man.
Yeah,
like, looking around. And then we started going camping out. We started going camping in Vancouver. So we started camping about, having, do you know what I mean, taking our speakers, throwing our own little parties, do you know what I mean, just with a little UE boom, load of people off Reds having a good time, like, do you know what I mean, nothing more than that. Went to Hippie Lake one time.
Hippie Lake, yeah.
Hippie Lake, yeah, just up by Whistler.
Oh, okay,
just down one of the service roads there. Pulled up to Hippie Lake. We're going up to Hippie Lake for a weekend.
We're having a nice relaxing weekend.
Why is it called Hippie Lake?
Mate,
I have no idea.
I don't know, because I'll tell you what, there weren't any hippies. Nowhere to be seen. So we pulled up there, didn't we?
Yeah, and we'd been partying a lot in Vancouver, so we were like, right, let's go out for a nice relaxing camping trip. Okay, so we can just have a relaxing weekend. And unfortunately, Fortunately,
because if we probably wouldn't be sat here right now.
Exactly, it went crazy.
When you say like a relaxing lake,
nobody
beers instead of 24.
Yeah, right.
We didn't take any alcohol, no drugs, like because these guys went up on the Friday and I was going to go up.
We had to get a rescue.
And the few of us were going to go up on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And we got messages like on the Saturday morning saying there's a fucking rave on here, bring supplies.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck, let's go.
Yes, we walked around the corner, literally Hippie Lake. If anyone that's obviously been there, they would know it's like this. Basically, it's like just a dirt road, like a service road. And it's like there's no camping really. You camp literally outside your car, like on like a gravel path. Right. And there's just a massive lake there with a little zip wire, banging place to go in the summer.
It's so
real
good.
nice weather.
A zip wire, what?
Like, mate, you climb at this tree and you just hang onto the zip wire and just fly down it and just let go and just drop into the middle of the lake. And the lake's like decent size.
I thought we had to zip line into the rave.
That would be sick. I'm coming, don't worry.
Yeah, that would be bang on, mate. That would be bang on. But yeah, we literally went around the corner. We just heard like this faint like. I was like, what? Can anyone hear that? Walked around the corner, carried on walking, pulled round. Who was it there? It's the Initiative lot throwing a party. So Henry C, Haywood, all them throwing a party around there. Didn't know anything of it. Obviously, we were as well. Like, didn't know what kind of like the etiquette was around here for kind of this kind of stuff because we were new to the.
We didn't have a clue, did we?
We didn't know, so we just strolled in, ruffled a few feathers. To be honest with you, the kind of like we was just like, it was like, oh, you got to pay us like $40. I was like, hey. I was like, mate, I'm camping like 10 minutes over there. I just walked over. I said, what am I paying $40 for? And I was like, so it was tit and tat for a while, like about like kind of that. So end of the day, we ended up giving some money and fucking like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, it was a banging setup we had there.
It's like it's a train, isn't it? An old train.
Yeah, it's like an old wreck. It's like almost something out of a mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got just left there, and they just built a stage on it, which is fucking. It was sick, mate. It was mad good, to be fair. And then we knocked into Henry C, and started chatting to him and. Yeah, I was off my head just waving my USB at him because I carry my USB.
Yeah, literally everywhere, mate.
Yeah, most normal people be like, can I jump on that?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, yeah, mate. Look,
Mate, I was off my head, mate, and I just take my USB with me everywhere just in case. You know what I mean? And afterwards, whatever, I was just waving at him. He's looking at me laughing. We chatted afterwards, and obviously went on to a chat about the scene here in Vancouver, and he's told me about initiative and whatever. And that's where I kind of like found out there was a little bit of an underground kind of scene here. And then on from there, we was doing a bit more research, weren't we? Like kind of like me and Jack were like loosely friends at this point. Like kind of like we knew each other, but not really,
but
like
not massively. We
not
partied together a few times.
Together, like friends of friends kind of in the group. And we started doing some more research, and then we came across another group called Public House, which is like an Irish run kind of. I don't know if they still exist anymore, to be fair. That was back
I don't think they do,
I don't think they do, no. I'm not sure. I haven't seen them do anything for a while, but yeah, seen they were throwing a party down in Gastown, so I added one of the guys that was running it and went down there as well and met them, and then it just kind of snowballed from there, really, to be honest with you. Now that we found the kind of something that we've been looking for, we was like, fuck, this fucking do.
Well, because you were going to do one for like friends, weren't you?
Yeah.
Because remember you messaged everyone and just said, look, I want to throw this party in the woods. If anyone wants to donate, send us a bit of money. It was just like friends and friends, but
to basically afford the equipment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just let's chip in to afford the equipment. We'll go and have a party.
Yeah,
I'll mix and whatever. I'll do it wherever.
But I don't think we did that one because remember it was during COVID. And we were like, should we do it or not? But then we read the government were like fining people $70,000 for throwing gatherings over like 10 people. And we were like, I mean, obviously COVID shouldn't be doing it anyway. And the 70 grand fine, we were like,
should have done 3 separate stages.
25, 10, 20. There you go, run to the government.
Yeah, mate. Just be like, fuck it, 70.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but so we bolted it, didn't we? We were like, and loads of people around us that were like, our mates were like, I don't think you should do it. I wouldn't come if you do it. And I was like,
which is fair enough.
Cool, which is fair. Do you know what I mean? There was still things going on that we were going to, like, do you know what I mean, that were happening. But
all the underground shit was still going on, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we kind of we stayed away from it, doing it ourselves.
That's kind of where all the root of all the music comes from, innit? It's just underground stuff. When the government say no,
well, throughout COVID, the rave scene, the underground scene, just went fucking massive. Like there was a fest. You could go down any road in Squamish or Hope on a weekend and find a rave. They were just everywhere.
Yeah, man. Right, weren't they?
Yeah.
But so that was it. We left it at that, and then we was living in the time in this house. Down in East 16th, down Main Street, we used to live there, and it was a basement that we had down there, and it was like, mate, it was falling apart. It was like a wooden house, like it was on the piss.
Oh yeah, subsided like this, mate.
You put a pen on the floor, and it would roll across to the kitchen. Mate. It was that wonky, mate. It was like that on the side. So literally, we was just like him and one of our mates, Jamie, called it the Wonky House.
Yeah, we were leaving one day after it was like 6 a.m. after a big session, and we were like, "God, it's proper wonky in there." Yeah. And like we said, we didn't really know the people well, and we were like, "God, they're such a wonky lot." And then from then, they're now known as the Wonky Lot. Yeah, so him and the mates that he lived with.
So we went to we had that house called the Wonky House, and then literally we're off our heads one night. Do you know what I mean? Just chatting around in the basement. Do you know what I mean? It's a 6 a.m. vibe. Do you know what I mean? You're chatting around. You're doing all sorts at that time in the morning. Do you know what I mean? And then literally everyone was like, oh, what a wonky, like, do you know what I mean, wonkin, like donkeys and stuff, like chatting and stuff like that. And then like one of our mates chants, he goes, yeah mate, it's just WONKADONK. I was like,
if you met Chance, that's exactly how he sounds.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, he goes, yeah mate, WONKADONK, that's what you should call it. I was like, yeah, mate, that works, to be honest with you. I was like, that'd be perfect.
Do you know where I thought you got the donk from? Was when they go, you got that Gabba song that goes, put a donk on it.
Put a donk
on
it.
Yeah, baseline,
Electro.
I thought that was where it come from.
Yeah, that's a jokes too. That
it just come from your pissed up mate.
Just literally, yeah, mate. At the bottom of our basement in Main Street, and literally WONKADONK was born then. And then obviously went from there, kind of.
So I'm just helping myself to another beer.
Yeah, nice. Go for it, mate.
Getting down to the sun.
Also, just want to say, if I'm looking at the screen, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I just want to make sure that it's recording, and sometimes it lags a bit.
Okay, cool.
Just stuff like that, but I'm not ignoring you. Don't worry.
All right, nice one.
You're not boring me.
Not yet, anyway.
Give us half hour.
Yeah, literally. But so WONKADONK was born then, and we kind of went from there. Really, we started. We did the same thing again. We said to everyone, "Listen, man, we're gonna fucking throw a party. We're gonna ask for some donations." Jack was like, "Fucking yeah, I'm definitely in," because like, he's been down in the basement like, a couple of times. Like knows what we've been talking about. Loves getting on it. Loves having a good. Good time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how did you get into it? And like, so your whole music thing before the music.
Do you know what? I was actually quite late into it. So
Yeah.
I went traveling to Australia when I was like 17, I think. And by that
17?
time, I went really young. I was there for like my 18th birthday.
Fucking
I was just eager to get out, and luckily I've got some family that live in Australia, so I went and lived with them for a month,
sweet,
and then travelled like the coast and that. But it wasn't really till I got back to England. I would have been 19 at the time, and started this job, and I met this guy, and he was a bit of a partier, and they were going to Ibiza, and they were like, "Do you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I'll come."
You know what, mate?
Not really like knowing too much about it, and then obviously spent 4 days in Ibiza, and it just fucking blew my mind. Like, changed my life like that. Like, fucking. Have you been there before? It's fucking.
Mate. You're gonna be baffled. I haven't.
Mate,
well, he's not been here. It's fucking. It's mental. It's one of the craziest places you can ever be in your life. You know. So we just got absolutely fucked up there for 4 days, going into these big fucking clubs like DC. DC 10's mental, mate. Amnesia. So just partied there for 4 days, and I just fell in love with it from that.
Yeah.
Had the worst come down of my life ever after. So I'm surprised I love it. I thought I was dead for a week after it. I was only there for 4 days. But then as soon as that come down left, I just absolutely fell in love with it, and then started going to all the festivals like We Are Festival, Creamfields, Lightbox, Fabric, you know, all the clubs in London.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
And then it just like fucking just loved it, mate.
Lightbox is wicked. I played Lightbox quite a few times, and when I played in like the main room, and they got that roof, the whole thing, and all that. I was like, man, this is wicked.
The little fucking dungeons and shit.
Yeah. And then you go through the tunnels.
Yeah, the little tunnels, man. It's so weird, man.
It's so cool.
It's so good.
And some of the venues in England is fucking.
Oh, mate, they're so good. Yeah, and that's one thing that's not that great here. Like the venues in Vancouver, they're not amazing, and there's not a lot of them really. We find.
Nah, but I think the more we like push it, and the more we fucking keep it going, shed light on it. Like the big DJs do come here, don't they? But they're like in and out.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't know, man. Like. I think they do. They are coming through. Like I feel like there's like obviously celebs have a lot of like Blueprint do a good job.
We've had Jada G this year.
Jada G was good. Dennis Salter was
Salter, DJ Seinfeld.
I got Mark Knight coming in February.
Yeah, well, we saw him here when we first got it 3 years ago.
I'm gonna try and get Mark Knight on actually.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be decent. Actually,
he's boy on your end, isn't he?
Yeah, I know a few people that know him. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
But I know obviously it's
what a sick label as well. Touring.
Oh, mate, yeah.
Unreal, mate. Like,
Nora Impure as well.
Yeah.
There's quite a few in there.
Did they put Malkin Bowl?
Who?
Is that? No, I might have got the wrong. Grace was talking about the other day.
Yeah, what was she
Someone was
saying?
saying playing at the Malkin Bowl, like she always goes to see him. Can't remember.
Can't remember.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I would like to see more. The thing is that
100%.
The thing is that I don't get, right, is the reason that I'm so baffled by Vancouver as like a city is like it's like got so much potential. It's worldwide known for like good and bad reasons as in regards to like high rental, like high estate, and obviously like what you can do here, like with regards to like skiing, you can be on the beach one day. You got a downtown. It's got so much potential as a city, but no one. I don't see like people coming in on their tours.
You can do like a weekender, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Mate.
Like they do the fit in like Vancouver. What's it called? They called it the bathe, the ski, the something or other.
Yeah,
you can do it all in one day. Like,
you can ski, play golf, and go for a swim if you want.
Yeah, like that'd be cool to do like a weekend like that, wouldn't it?
Mate, 100%. You could do it here, and it's got. Like, I think Vancouver's a sick city. Do you know what I mean? But like. I just see people in Toronto. I see people over at Coda. Do you know what I mean? They're like Dennis Cruz is there. Like
he was just down in Mexico, and then he flies straight to Toronto. But they always just miss Vancouver.
We've got Clooney coming here.
Yeah, Clooney.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him on.
Yeah, that'd be a good. That'd be. I see him.
Yeah, he was here not too long ago, though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Planet Celebrities. I remember Sivs was opening for him.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's just like they go to Toronto and then like go to Montreal because obviously I haven't been to Montreal. I'm going soon, but. I can't wait to go to Stereo, man. I've heard such
I've heard good things about
Jordan,
Stereo.
I see him on the podcast the other day. He was chatting about it.
Yeah, he's the one that told me about it. You know, he was like, "Mate, you need to go to Stereo. It's like a fucking sick place to go to."
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. To be honest with you, I like going to see what they got over there. But I just don't see like why they don't go to Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver. then head down to like your San Diego's, your LA's,
your
Las
LA's
Vegas,
and shit,
go around the bottom of US, maybe touch into Mexico a little bit, then come straight up the East Coast again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me to make it part of the North American tour, and it just argues the questions like, why is that?
Why? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why? Yep. Because I've looked into it. Like, I've looked into kind of like, I was like, when we had the Italio Bros here back in October, flew in from Italy. They were in New York the night before. That was like an off chance thing how that happened, to be honest with you. I just messaged them on Instagram. I just messaged on Instagram. I said, do you want to play in Vancouver? They got little English. They speak little English.
Yeah.
Oh, so they were like, yes, we love to. Yeah. Like, just super broken English. Yeah. Super nice guys.
Oh,
like,
they were so nice.
So sound as a pound, mate, when they came over. And I started chatting to their manager. I was like, giving me the details, and I was like, oh yeah, no, we've had a bit of interest in America. Like, we're thinking about doing a tour. I said, perfect. I said, listen, look, we're in Canada, we're in Vancouver. We've done a few parties here. Yeah. We're looking to try to get some international DJs over. Yeah. I love Italio Bros. They've just signed fucking an EP with Patrick Topic's Trick label. Yeah. So I was like, bang on. I was like, this is a perfect little leg up that we need to kind of get the WONKADONK name internationally or at least domestically known. Do you know what I mean? In Canada. Yeah. So yeah, they was in New York night before, didn't they? They flew over, tour, didn't they? And they did New York, Vancouver, and they went down. I think to LA,
didn't they?
Yeah, LA and San Diego, like a 4-stop show. Yeah. Perfect, mate. Like banging. Went well for them. They loved it. Went reporting back. Actually set me up with fucking unbelievable experience, mate. I managed to get chatting to the manager obviously quite well, and he invited me to the Trick show in Motion in Bristol. So backstage, like, me and my girlfriend were over Jess, and went there in October last year. They had a Trick show. Italio Bros, Hannah Lang, Will Clark, Darius Rossian, obviously Patrick Topping, the man himself. So we had VIP tickets there, mate. Backstage, meeting everyone, chatting with everyone, like literally just like chilling with Hannah Lang all night. And Patrick popped around the corner, and I said, "You're the man I want to talk to. Come up here." Started chatting to Topping himself, and literally told him all about it. And he's one of the nicest blokes I've do you know what I mean? It's just like, he could easily have just walked straight past me and just been like, I ain't talking to him.
A lot of them are humble though, aren't they?
They are.
Like when I was at Base Coast, I'm trying to like get people in for interviews, right? I just messaged Justin Martin. I was like, "Oh mate, he's gonna come on." He's like, "Yeah, I'm just landed." I was like, "Sweet." And then he texted me. I said, "I'm here now." He said, "Do we do it after my set?" I went, "Yep." Done his set, and I was at the bottom of the stage. We went, "Brad, yeah." I went, "Yeah." He goes, "Right, where's your tent?" I said, "Let's go." And we done like an hour's fucking interview.
Have you been? Was it your first time at Base Coast this year, or have you been a few times?
No, it's my first time. Yeah,
same time for us, mate. It was
good,
fucking so good,
sick, mate.
I didn't expect
surprised.
it. Yeah,
mate. We had T. Williams on as well, right? And there's a bunch of the London like people there as well.
Yeah.
And I was just automatically just shooting the shit of them, and
it was mental, mate. I didn't expect it to be that good. Like, we were a bit reserved because we were like, never been to a proper Canadian festival before. Yeah. Like, what's it going to be like? And it just blew my mind, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely blew my mind.
Good, man. It was surprising, the music, man. I think my highlight was Slay stage. Leo Paul.
Oh, Leo Paul, mate. I just came on straight away. Bang.
I never knew about Leo Paul before, man. I'd never like the French house that he was laying out. Like, was naughty stuff.
It was just
mate.
ridiculous.
All live as well. Do you know what I mean? All on like analog and stuff. It was decent. That was a great set.
Oh, mate. For me, it was Tim Reaper.
Oh,
mate, he played like the sickest like jungle fucking drum and bass set.
Really? Yeah.
Oh,
what stage was that on?
Oh, it was the one at the pointy roof.
Oh, cabin.
The cabin, yeah.
The cabin,
right,
the
back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
He
played down. I was like, fucking, that was sick, man.
Yeah, that was a naughty stage, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. We spent a lot of time there.
We did.
And Slaybo.
Yeah, I Base Coast, mate. I'm going to try and get there again.
Yeah, this year I'll be going again for sure.
Already. I'm definitely going.
Yeah.
Even, do you know what sold it for me is the fact that you can drive in, right? You park there and you camp next to your car.
That's good.
Like UK festivals, you have to park a mile away, take all of your shit and just fucking walk
and just wait.
I mean, I haven't told this story, but I'll tell you, do you know how I got the tent? So basically, when I arrived, they said, you got media camping, right? So it's right over, fucking way away.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, I don't think we can get this going. So I said to Craig, I was like, hey, leave it with me, I'll go and see what I can do. He's like, all right. So I was gone for like 3 hours. Yeah. And I was like, who runs this gaff? Like, who runs the show? She's like, oh, it's this like this woman, I think I can't remember her name, was Liz, I think, anyway. And Zan was the lady that we spoke to as well. And I was like, oh, where's the artist? Like, green room and the tents and that. She went, oh, it's there. I said, well, what are the tents out there then? She was like, oh, it's the artists camping. Oh, we want camping there. She was like, really? I was like, can we? She was like, I don't see why not. I was like, get us in there if you can. She was like, yeah. Started setting up the tent, and then literally our tent was here, and the green area for all the DJs was there. So I met DJ Moxie.
Oh, Moxie. Mate.
I met so many people, and I met Ivy Lab, and I said to the Ivy Lab boys, I was like, do you want to come for an interview? They're like, we're really busy, like we're literally in and we're out, and same with Baby T, B-Traits. I messaged her, I was like, do you want to come for an interview? She's like, I literally flown in, I'm doing my set, and I'm flying back out. I was like, oh man. She's like, I'll do one on Zoom for you. I was like, sweet, cool. And I was just messaging all these people, and they were like, busy. Because I understand it, they got to fly in and fly out, right? You know what I mean? But
yeah, definitely.
They put us in a sick place, though. Like,
that's
I was like, fuck.
Yeah, just the festival in the whole was just fucking amazing.
It was good, man. And I liked the thing I like about it as well. It's very similar to a lot of like Australian festivals. For anyone that's been, is like, they've got a lot of interactive stuff there, which we don't have at home. Do you know what I mean? There's not really much stuff that you can go over, and like they had loads of arts and stuff like knocking about, like things you could like draw on or like.
You just get the waltzers in the UK, didn't you?
Yeah, you just got to dodge them knocking about in the corner. Some dodgy, in the UK. Dodgy geezer with a fucking wife beater on. Right, and £5 to go. Yeah. Look, cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm
things
right.
falling apart when you get here.
Yeah.
What about a seatbelt? I don't work, sorry, bro. But one thing I've realised with like over in Vancouver, not in Vancouver actually, but I think in general from what you guys were saying about when you went to see backstage at Patrick Topping's thing, you're like, I want to speak to you. Like I did the same at Base Coast, and I think for anyone that's listening who wants to get somewhere with something, you have got to fucking.
You got to have some bollocks on you.
Yeah, haven't you? You got to take a deep breath and be like, right, I've got to mingle in with these people.
Well, that's it. The thing is like that's what I mean. Like that's like going back to the Italian bros. And that's how most of the people that I'm talking now with like good agencies, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, decent names. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously. Nothing kind of, we're working on stuff, do you know what I mean? But like just even having these conversations with these big agencies, man, is like just because I send emails to them, do you know what I mean? And then if they don't reply, I send another one.
He doesn't stop, he'll just keep emailing them.
Emails, it's like one guy who said he was going to come on and never got around to it, Nicky Black Market.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh mate, I'd love to get you on. He's like, I only play in Toronto. And I was like, but can I just get you on anyway? He's like, yeah, if I get time.
Should've messaged me, mate, I'd have hosted him.
Fucking yeah. Gee whiz, but like you say, you have got to fucking just suck it up and be like,
definitely, that's it.
I'll go for this sort of shit. And
well, that's it. Like Instagram as well. To be honest with you, like you think
such
like because they got a blue tick, everyone's just like, I ain't gonna reply.
Yeah, they do though.
They do. They fucking do, mate. I'm telling you, they do reply. They reply a lot, mate. Tina Gessler the other day, I literally I commented on her because she just signed with Analog Agency, and it says accepts North America on the thing. So I just commented on it saying, why North America? And then Geezer writ on there, well, who'd want to go there? And I was like, what are you on about? Tina Gessler goes, oh no, it's not that. It's just because I'm going with another agency to North America. So I just DM'd her, just got the details there straight away. Do you know what I mean? To just like talk to the agency. Yeah. So like, it's just people. Yeah, you're right. It's just bottom line. Just get a pair of bollocks and go for it. Really.
Yeah. Like even like when I did Base Coast and I got T Williams on, right. I sent a message. I actually sent emails to like managers. I was like, "Can I get no replies? Fuck it, direct to the geezers." So and the lady. So I was like, "Yeah, T Williams," and he just literally messaged me back. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll do it." And then after, his manager was like, "You need to come and speak to me." I was like, "I sent you a message, you didn't get back to me," and he's good to do it. So
first come, first serve. Like.
You need. I think when you're like running a brand and that, you kind of need to have that sort of.
Oh, you have to put your neck on the line as well. Like you have to know, and as well, one thing as well that's massive, you have to be able to take a no.
That's a big thing.
That's a big thing. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of people as well, like
rejection. Yeah,
I worked in sales when I was younger, so I'm used to that kind of like that rejection. Do you know what I mean? Of being just turned down or no response or like. So I brought that kind of thing into WONKADONK really when I first started it. The resilience of just being like, right, fuck it. Yeah, let's just go for it. It's just, what's the worst that can happen? Do you know what I mean? Like
literally, what is worst that can happen? Someone says no.
Yeah, you
learn from it. You move on.
My mum always said, "Don't ask, you don't get."
That's
exactly. It is so true, though. It is so true.
That's it. So so that's kind of where we're at the moment. And obviously, just recently we've done our new rebranding.
So yeah, like let's go like with the start of WONKADONK. Then obviously, your drunk mate was like WONKADONK, and it come from that. And then so from that moment, like when did you boys think, right, how are we gonna start? Like anyone that wants to start like a brand, how did you do it so they can sort of come up?
So I think like because you did, there was like the party we did in New West. And it was kind of like I was kind of involved, but not really involved. It was just Vince that was just throwing the like parties. And then last January, I was down in Mexico, and then Vince sent me a message just saying that I'm really thinking about getting the WONKADONK into like a proper business. Do you want to come on full board, like come on board with it, and let's see what we can do with it? And it's from that point I got back, and then he brought me in, and we just had like a massive like 2-hour conversation about everything that we think that we could do here.
Yeah. Well, because that's how it really started. I wasn't completely doing it on my own. Like, I will shout out Evan O'Reilly because he did help me.
Oh yeah,
Evan O'Reilly.
Good
man. He fucking helped us with the first bush rave that we did, before actually the New West.
Oh, before the New West.
I would say
wasn't there.
No, you're right. New West is the kind of first kind of like club kind of thing.
Yeah. It was the first ticketed event.
Was that the one near the train, the sky, the one up that little? I played in there for Vantec. Had all the vinyl on the wall.
That's
I know the one. Yeah.
So we did a Halloween one there, all dressed up and that. It was quality, man. That was like our first kind of like public kind of like
public event, wasn't it?
Like, Eventbrite,
selling
like,
tickets,
promoting it, doing tickets and that. Like the one that Evan helped us with at the start was kind of like a just again a donation. You fucking whatever.
With the gear and that.
We'll do it all. Yeah. So that was it, wasn't it? And then you came on board then, and we started getting the white. We got the whiteboard. We bought a food whiteboard.
We bought 2 whiteboards.
So did you actually like make an office like sort of thing?
Yeah. My roommate.
In your room?
It was so good. Been to my room one day about my roommate. It's fucking. It used to be. Well, I just moved out, but it was a sick room, man. I had vinyl all on the wall, deck set up there.
Yeah, and we had some. Yeah,
we bought a few. We bought one clear whiteboard. And we bought one dated calendar. One was like, right, now we're business owners, basically.
We used to spend just hours sitting in his room, just like thinking of ideas, writing on the whiteboard.
Doing long multiplications and all sort of that.
So like brand name WONKADONK, this. So when you said like, you want to start it as a business, what is the first steps for that?
Well, the thing is like, firstly, what we kind of thought about is like what we want to do is WONKADONK, and what the reasons for doing it are.
Like business plan, yeah.
Yeah, well, kind of, yeah. Like why we want to do it, and like why we want to do it, basically.
Yeah. What is the reason behind why we want to do this?
Exactly.
Yeah. So we thought that obviously the reason we wanted to do it is because we felt like there was not a bigger scene here as there is in a lot of other cities in the world, with the knowledge that we've got from living and traveling in loads of different countries and partying all over. So we thought perfect. We could do this. Do you know what I mean? So we started with that, and then we went with the branding. So obviously I made that logo.
How did that go?
That's the question that everyone on this podcast is probably thinking. How did you come up with that donkey?
Because when you first messaged me, it's like, oh, my name's Vince from WONKADONK, and I was like, alright, what's the donkey though?
Mate, I send it, mate. This is so funny because I've been sending emails with that. I've been putting Vince Tapster WONKADONK, my number and email underneath, and then just bang. Picture of that donkey. Yeah. And I'm talking like to big DJs, like
international agencies and that. There's a donkey on it.
This donkey's just looking at it like.
People are replying though, so they must like
it. I loving it, mate.
I didn't. I thought it was a quality picture. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. It's like it's totally different from the typical like black and white kind of like dark room.
Well, the whole point is that when it was it wasn't meant to be what it is now. When he first did it,
and
that's it, mate. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
So I made that on Word myself. Just fucking.
You made it on Word.
I made it on Word, mate. I literally admit I'm a bit of a wizard on Word, man. I've done a lot of shit on Word, man. Just pissing about in IT class at school. So I literally was like just knocking it up on Word, and then I actually sent it over to. I was chatting with Luana and sent it over to Mikkel at Vantec.
Yeah.
And because she said to me, "Oh yeah, Mikkel's like you can do loads of like graphics and stuff."
He does like stuff for
he does
video.
He's so good.
He's a geezer, and
a couple of times with our shows, and he's helped us out with that. And he basically put it onto like Photoshop, Adobe, and all that, and did it all perfectly. Do you know what I mean? Like so it could be blown up onto big.
So you
scale.
Can zoom in, it ain't pixelated.
So it ain't pixelated. So I got a clue about doing any of that. And we just went with it, didn't we? It was like WONKADONK, let's get wonky.
Let's get wonky.
That was it.
That just came up. Sometimes
what you love to do, get wonky, you know. Who doesn't love getting wonky?
And sometimes subtle is better, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like simple and subtle.
That's what I mean. So so we went. So we started the branding there. So then we had the branding. We had the reason we want to do it, and then kind of from then onwards, we had it. We started doing it, and then we just basically, like we was touching on earlier, just messaging people to try and get a leg up.
Try and get a
leg up on anything that we could, and then that's when we teamed up with the Public House Boys.
Oh yeah,
Jod.
Yeah. Jod's a boy, isn't he?
Yeah, Jod's a
lad. Yeah,
legend. He gives us a good little leg up.
sick.
To be fair, man, I have fair play to him. Shout out to him. He's
Actually got a meeting with him on Monday.
have
you?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a sound geezer, to be fair, man.
Yeah.
And we did like a WONKADONK / Public House thing. That was our first like Halloween one, wasn't it? That was like when we did that out in New West, and then from then after that was October, wasn't it? And then did we do anything?
The one in Hope.
Did we do anything then?
Yeah, we did that with Rave in Hope, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did a little rave there. Yeah, that's what I was. That's the with Evan and that.
Yeah, that was with Evan.
Was that not before the Halloween one?
Nah, it was after.
That was one I think you invited me to.
Yeah.
Was it?
I think so. Yeah,
Because that was not last year, just the year before.
Fucking hell, my memories, mate.
Yeah. It's been a heavy few years.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, well, that's it. Chronological order has gone out the window.
Yeah.
But so we did that, and then we started. Then we obviously learned a bit more about Vantech. Started chatting with them boys a little bit more, and then got on with Pal. Went there a couple of nights, and he's like, started chatting to him. He's like, "Yeah, mate, do a party."
For a party, yeah. Such
a
sick spot.
I was like, mate, really? I was like, yeah, I'll do a party. Yeah, no worries. So started chatting to him, going through all the fine details, and managed to sort that one out. That was called the Print Shop. That was our basically us.
That was basically
that was the start. That was like
that's where we really
started. Where it really started because we couldn't believe the response. To be honest with you, like it was mad, wasn't it?
It was crazy.
Like we literally put up tickets for that, and in I reckon it was about 7 minutes. 120 tickets just bang gone.
Really?
Mate, I couldn't believe
it.
Mate,
crazy.
I was missing, I was like, my phone was going bing, bing, bing.
Like,
bing,
look how many people want to come to our party.
I was like, we've sold out our early, our fucking first 2 tiers in like 7-8 minutes. Like it was massive. Like I think we had a good, like, with being involved with the Public House, they had a good following already. Do you know what I mean? So that was helpful for sure, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we did that the Print Shop one there. We had a good lineup there. We had Henry C. We had who we do Versions on that.
Versions, Luana,
James, Coyle.
Yeah, Coyle open for us. Luana finished.
It was a good lineup, man. It was like just basically like a little bit of from everything that's going on in the underground scene at the time. And yeah, we oversold tickets.
Did you?
I had a misunderstanding.
It was a miscommunication.
Because I was like, what was it? It was like, oh yeah, we can fit like 300 people in here.
Yeah.
Why not? And like it's like 300 people, but like it was actually 275, but like 275, and then obviously the people that were working there and DJing was up to 300, like people. So I just sold 300 tickets, 300 like, plus like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mikhail comes up to me at the end of the night, he's like, he's like, mate, how many tickets do you sell here? And I pulled up the Eventbrite thing, and I goes, like 300, mate. That's how much I was told. And he goes,
no, too many?
It's too many, mate. It's like way too many people here. I was like, oh fuck it.
Shit, we're sorry, mate.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning now, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're having a good time. You having a good time? He's like, yeah, it's a fucking good party, man.
Yeah, man. Mikhail's fucking wicked.
Yeah, he sounds So we had a wicked night there, to be fair.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking sick, wasn't it?
And then when did we go after that?
After that was the boat party, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, the boat party.
Yeah, how'd that go? Because you said to go to that, and I was going back to the UK at the time.
Yeah,
that was pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, because that was what because we didn't want to do one of the bush raves again, did we?
Yeah, well, it was just coming into summer, wasn't it? We were like, let's start the summer off with a fucking sick boat party.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because it's a bit that time of year. You don't know if the weather's going to be good, but luckily we got some decent weather that day.
Yeah.
We sold that out. They had like 320 odd people on there that day.
Going back to kind of like that business thing you were saying then as well, it was like it's pre-planning as well.
Yeah,
you've got to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, like, so what's the process of that like that then?
Well, like obviously you've got seasons. You know what I mean? Like in this kind of game, you've got the summer season for like open air stuff, festivals.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the rain comes, basically it's all in the clubs.
Yeah, get in the clubs.
So you've got them. That's just the
normal,
really.
yeah.
But so we kind of was thinking we was doing it like a show by show, the way it was kind of like this and that, and then like we was like, oh, what should we do next? And we was like, right, boat party.
Yeah.
We're like, perfect. Like,
because when we get together, we always think like the reason we love to throw parties, like we were the punters. Like we know how to throw a good party because we went to so many good parties. We were like, so what do we want to see?
Yeah.
What party do we go to?
Yeah, that was
and then we're like, fuck it, let's throw that party.
Yeah, that's a very good point actually, because that's a lot of things that like I don't know. Like I feel like you can tell the people that have not really done it themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, the people that are throwing parties that have not actually partied that much. They're like, do you know what I'm saying?
We've been to a lot of parties.
Yeah.
I think that's the way you got to think though. Like a lot of people go out, don't they, and they feel the scene and they're like, right, where's this stuff missing? Like we could like fill in the gaps because there's always gaps to fill. 100%. Always gaps, no matter what.
100%.
What it is, there's always gaps to fill, and I think like doing that is a good step forward to like.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do it. You know,
especially like, do you know what I mean? DJ myself as well. You understand the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so you can see where like maybe the lineup's not right, or like the contrast of music is like a bit weird. So you're like, fuck, that's not right, or it's like something like that. You're right. You think about them things, and you think, oh, like if I was to do it, I would change this for that, that to that. And then you go to parties where they have got that sorted, and you go, fuck, look at the difference. Do you know what I mean? You can tell the difference straight away. Where it's like so different, but. Yeah, that was that really, and then we did the boat party, which we was shopping around for a while.
Oh yeah, that was lots of.
Yeah. I was trying to get a boat.
Mate, so that's what I mean. Like I was, because obviously we're on the dock. We're literally like on the water here, so we was thinking like, oh, there must be loads of things. On here. And then well,
there's loads, but there's not. There's only like a few big ones. I think the one we had was like a 350 capacity, is it? Something like that?
Yeah, it was like 350.
Yeah, it depends how many. But yeah, that was.
Yeah, so, that was mad. That was another one as well. Like it was a slow goer because like back when it was going, when was that? That was just after COVID, wasn't it? That was 2021.
May
2021. May 7th, 2021. Yeah, that was when that was, and it was pissing down for like literally like
the month before it, when it
was pissing down, mate. And I was like,
we were like, fuck, we need some sun.
Not sold many tickets. Like obviously we had sold maybe like 80, 90 tickets, maybe a few more, and they were trickling through like every day, like maybe like one or two a day, nothing massive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said to Jack, mate, we better be
fucking panic station. We need some sun. I remember you texting me saying, where the fuck is the sun?
We were having just like. We were going to have two stages. We were thinking, like, what do we do? Like, do we have, like, a stage in the middle floor? Because it was a 3-floor boat. So we had, like, a middle floor and a downstairs and then the top.
Yeah.
So we was like, what should we do? Should we have, like, should we risk it? Should we do something on the top? Or should we, like, or should we just do, like, the middle and the bottom? So, obviously, what was it? Like, the week off and it's, like, raining. It's raining. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, mate, this is a disaster. No, like, ticket sales are trickling through still. And then literally, like, it was a Saturday morning of the party, wasn't it? And we had already decided that we was going to do like a middle and a bottom and leave the top just open just for people to go out there, because thinking like it could rain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we'll do the middle, we'll do the bottom. We had like we had basically like Chance actually started down on the bottom there, like as people were arriving for the first hour and a half, because they actually let you just dock.
Well, you dock for an hour for people to get on, don't you?
Yeah. So that was pretty sound. And then literally it was a banging party, wasn't it? The sun was blazing. It was
fucking
mad.
perfect. Yeah,
the sun was blazing, mate, and literally the tickets were going mad, mate.
Crazy.
Literally about 2 hours before, it was like bing, 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 bing. People just like buzzing for it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, seeing the sun, I was like, yeah, we're definitely going, and that was a good one. That was our first kind of like interaction with any kind of agency as well.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So that was kind of something we was trying to pursue as well with regards to, again, the business side of things. Was we was thinking, how do we do this? How do we do this? Do you know what I mean? How do we talk to like big artists? How do we talk to the agencies? Where do we go from this? So we caught wind of Sivs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sivs.
Shout out to Sivs, the legend.
Yeah.
She's from the UK, isn't she?
Is she actually?
Yeah, her mum's from Brighton.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
there we go. That explains a lot. That's why she's
so sound. Yeah.
That's why she gets the banter.
Yeah,
because I troll her on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck off.
So we started chatting to her manager or agent at the time, and he sorted us out with a good deal, man. Like local fucking artist, and she was playing around at the time as well, like in different places in Canada. So.
Yeah, she's always hot, and she always going around.
So we booked her, and that was Who do we have there? Sivs, Charlie Flow.
Sivs and Charlie Flow, yeah.
And then Chance as well, and just playing down the bottom.
And she absolutely fucking killed it.
Yeah, mate, she's a hard worker, isn't she?
Yeah, she absolutely fucking killed it. She had, like, because we said we had the bottom, the middle, and the top. Like, when she came on, like, no one was upstairs, no one was downstairs. Everyone was just in the middle, absolutely having it. There's, like, drop ceilings, so you got ceiling tiles. Ceiling tiles are fucking flying everywhere. I'm running around. There's people on the speakers. I'm trying to hold people up as they're falling off, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, it was coming down a little bit.
Her manager agent actually emailed me, like, probably like 3 months ago, just before Christmas. Emailed me and goes, oh, do you think about, like, would you book Sivs again, like this year, like, blah blah. I messaged her and said, oh, Matey Boy's on to me, and he goes, yeah, I told him to. I said, I such a good party. Yours.
She's like, your crowd is fucking amazing, and we do bring in such a good, like, WONKADONK is obviously fine, but without the people that come to it, it ain't gonna be the same. It's the crowd that come to it, the community that are fucking, they just love it, mate.
They do.
Yeah, they love it, and we love it that they love it, you know.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
And we all just love it.
Let's get on this there.
Oh, mate, there's just nothing better than just going out with your mates and just absolutely having it, you know.
Yeah.
Listening to good music, good vibes.
And that's another thing as well, like, with regards to, I think, success is mates as well. Like, we had a big group of friends from, like, just like being like English and Irish, and like a few Canadians dotted about as well. They all backed it. So like, one thing that I'd like suggest is don't be afraid to try and get your mates on board. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you might feel embarrassed that you're doing something and your friends are like, oh, like, you feel like they might judge you for doing it. I'd just like 100% just that, even just that simple thing of just sharing a post.
Yeah, mate, because if
it helps a lot, it really does.
Yeah, and if like a few do it, then a few more be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're going to that. And
mate,
like, you know,
people are sheep at the end of the day. Like they like going to where everyone's going. If everyone's going out to one party, you're not going to go to somewhere else on your Jack Jones when all your mates.
Exactly, we're the same. Like, if our mates are like, oh, we're going to go here, like, yeah, of course, that's sick.
So that was massive. A load of our mates backed us big time for that, and they shared it, promoted it, always bought tickets straight away.
Yeah,
absolute legends. They all are.
Helped with a lot of the funding of it and things like that. So yeah, and then what do we do after the boat party?
I'm just going to quickly pause you because I want to crack open another beer.
Yeah.
Alright, so finish
that.
Double parking.
Yeah, easy.
So we was going on to after the boat party then. So what happened after that?
So after the boat party, that was kind of like another little step up, wasn't it? We was like, oh, nice. We've talked to an agency now. We kind of knew like the kind of like the format of like offers and things, how it was all laid out email wise. So obviously I'm just like still at this point, Jack was obviously helping with a lot of kind of stuff when we were there on the day, and like a kind of in the meetings and stuff, and like working out shit when we was doing it. But a lot of behind the scenes stuff when I was coming home from work and stuff was just like I was just smashing the email all
the time, Eventbrite and just typing shit up that we needed to do.
And I think like you say, like when there's, because I've thrown a couple of parties back in the UK, and it is just like if one person's doing one thing, it isn't like, oh, I want to be doing that. You just do anything.
Just do whatever needs to be done.
Like, I've like fucking cleaned up everything. And you just chuck on whatever, right? Just to throw the party.
That's what I mean. And again, another shout out to our mates. Like, a few people helping lug stuff on and off the boat, like Josh and Tom. They were mad. Like,
with some heavy speakers coming off that boat.
Yeah, mate. We had massive fucking speakers, didn't we? Like, big PK fucking bass, fucking stupid size things. Like, I had to put a dolly on them, mate, like to wheel them up to the thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was massive thing.
Yeah, that was fun.
So do you then you book your artists first, or do you book the boat first or the venue first?
So it
kind of depends, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, so we always, obviously, like, I think venue's the most important, because you haven't got a venue, you ain't got a party.
Yeah, and like flyer as well. And
yeah, of course. Yeah, I know, like, a venue's the most important.
The venue is,
and it's the most important for, I feel like, our sanity as well.
Yeah,
it's just like the stress levels of not having a venue.
A venue when you have an artist,
or like we've had it when we first come about. Like, there was a little bit of an iffy kind of like, oh yeah, we're on, we're not on, like, kind of venues. So
yeah, it's been a lot of back and forth. We're like, we're on, and then we're like, oh, we're not. Then we're on. We are. Like, so, it's
having,
like, fuck.
Having a venue where you could guarantee, I think, is a good start. Having a home base. And then from then onwards, like I think, to be honest with you, like with regards to kind of booking artists recently, I just message whoever all the time, and then we've just selected dates, haven't we?
Yeah, it can be a bit. Well, what we normally like to do is just set dates. Right, let's throw a party here, here, and here. So you have like 4 dates in mind, and then you can be like, right, let's work on this one, because you always want like a month to 6 weeks before the event to start planning to get the promotion out. So we'll start off with that, try and find a venue. And because it's difficult sometimes because artists, they want to know the venue before you can book them. And you need the artist before you can book the venue, you know. So sometimes it works against each other.
Fuck me, I didn't know. This is why I asked the question. This is like the fundamentals.
It's strange that, isn't it? Because it's like a yin and yang, isn't it?
Because we had one artist that we were like, oh yeah, we're free on this date, we can come.
Big artist.
Yeah, it was a fucking big artist as well, and they were like, we need the confirmation of the venue. And then we were like, well, we can't really confirm that until we can confirm you, really. Yeah. Because if you can't confirm, then we don't want to confirm the venue, you know. So it's tricky sometimes, you know. Yeah. But we're just, you know, trying to navigate that as best as we can.
Yeah. Well, we think we've got somewhere like, we don't want to do anything, we don't want to promise anything. Yeah. But we're the next party that we're doing, 25th.
It's going to be sick.
It's 25th February, right?
25th Feb.
Yeah, going to be a nice one, man.
See you there, mate.
It's going to be. It's going to be.
Knocking on the door. Yeah. Can I come in?
Yeah. Come on, in you get. Yeah, nice man. Nice underground location in the city. Won't say too much more, but just for now, it's all legit. So it's not underground either. So it's going to be good, man. It's going to be a nice move.
Yeah, it's a legitimate club. It's a really fucking sick spot, to be fair, actually.
Yeah,
we went and checked out the other day.
So like when you get the venue and the artist booked, say for this one that you're doing in February.
Yeah.
What's the process then after then sorting out like like selling the tickets?
Next thing will be tickets. Yeah.
That'll be the next thing, right?
Tickets and promo.
Yeah.
And then promo
because promo is massive, obviously.
So what we did with the flyers actually.
Flyers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do flyers on Word as well?
No, I don't. Mate, we've actually got Rustek, man. Obviously, after bringing Rustek on board, he's helped us out massively, and Legends as well. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Also shout out to Grace. We've just brought her on.
Grace.
She's just.
She's fucking sick.
Yeah. Legend. She's studied like events. Back in uni, back in Ireland, I think.
Yeah. And, so she knows her shit. So we're very fortunate to have those two come on board with us.
Yeah, as like events coordinator now. So she's. Shit up, yeah.
She's shit up.
So how did you recruit them then, or how did you?
Well, Grace, funny actually. So when we threw our first party at Vantec, we had a cloak from there, and because we were just trying to run that in the party, and the cloakroom, the coat check, was just a fucking nightmare. Like you had one here, then it went to 4, then 76, like the numbers. And then like we just couldn't keep on top of it because there was 300 plus people there, all with coats. And then luckily Grace, like she came over. She was like, "Do you need some help? I used to do this as a job," and I was like, "Fucking please." So she came like round the back and she spent like an hour or so sorting it all out for us. And ever since then, we're like, "You're a fucking legend." So then she came to the boat party, and then we just keep chatting. And she's just so useful and so knowledgeable that we were like, "Fuck it, we need you on board with us."
Yeah.
And luckily, she was happy to come and do it because she's got the same vision as us.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. And support you, surround yourself with the right people.
Exactly.
To like put yourself forward in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it. So then, like, and the thing is with that as well, they like different people have different connections. So that's when Rustek led us on to the girl that's doing our flyers. She actually does the flyers for Coda in Toronto.
Yeah,
so fucking sick. The thing, like, I feel like contacts is massive. And again, back to the point where you said is like just putting your neck on the line and just asking people if they can do stuff for you. Like,
literally just asking,
and like be cheeky and just say like, "Oh, do you mind doing this?" Like even if you know it's something that they're gonna like charge you for, like normally, like, and if you know them from a friend, just be like, "Oh, do you mind doing this?" Like shout out to Luana. Like she first helped us doing our flyers. Like she did our flyers.
Yeah, she was very fucking
and she
good
just did them just for us. Like, do you know what I mean? And then like when she started doing more and more, we started paying her for doing them, which was sound. Do you know what I mean? And like, so that was another thing, just like help doing out. So we
just helping each other out. Yeah,
flyers. So you got the venue, then the artist.
Yeah.
And the flyers come, but in the background of all of that,
I
feel like you are discussing the kind of format of ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
You're discussing all this other stuff,
all the tiers that you want to do, the prices you're going to do. Because
that's the thing, because that right there is a marketing strategy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you're not like promoting a party, you're marketing something.
Yeah, that's something that, to be honest with you, like we're like trying to learn, because I feel like from what the prices that we would pay for a party back at home, I feel like people here wouldn't necessarily pay that. I feel like it's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot like of a lower kind of like ticket sales here. Do you not think?
Yeah, but it is like we normally base it off if it's like an international artist or a local artist. And do the pricing of that, but it's very difficult because everything's so fucking expensive in this city.
It's difficult as well to kind of get that across to the customer to be like you're actually getting value for your money watching an international artist rather than like necessarily like, even though they could be on the par because like people are rising, local artists could be just as good as an international artist.
Yep.
But like the fees for kind of like international artists, regardless
of
you got to think of you got to think of the flights, the hotel.
What we do, we don't pay flights, but we have to pay their fee for them to come. Then we have to get them a hotel, buy them dinner, transport them from airport to hotel. It's very expensive to do that, and the logistics behind it all, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's and it's hours and
hours and hours of
I'll be honest,
planning.
hats off to you boys because I threw a party once at Egg nightclub in London. Fucking, I flew in a friend of mine called Cleo who's on drum code.
Sick.
I flew him in and he's like, bros, I don't care what hotel I stay at, cheap will do. So sweet man, got paid him like a bit of money. And the promoter there of Egg, I won't mention his name, he might not be there still, he might be there, I don't know. He actually didn't even declare the room open. So we had one of the biggest DJs playing from drum code in the most quietest room, and they put a limiter on our fucking sound system, so we couldn't be louder than another room.
Not on, is it?
Yeah, and then I've done another one, and they got in. I think it was Corolla.
Oh,
at
really?
this place,
really?
Yeah, local.
Oh, fucking love
and we were fucking playing in the fucking garden,
right?
And we had all the people out there, so the promoter shut our room, the garden party down, so you can get all the punters.
So you can get people inside.
Yeah, just
dodgy.
So hats off to you boys for fucking, because I understand the stress of all that. Oh
mate, it's stressful.
And the admin work, right, to do it. And after me, I'll be honest with you, after that egg party, I was like, fuck this, I ain't doing this again. I've just lost about fucking $3,000 as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I mean. Like there's been a, you know what I mean? There's been a couple of times where like, and we have lost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've lost before. Yeah,
you have to lose,
and that's another thing as
well.
Or
we'll make like $100, and we're like, well, do you know what? But it's not necessarily. Well, it's not about the money at all. It's just about throwing parties because we just fucking love to party.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, with the punters, we just want to throw good parties.
Yeah, and like that's the thing as well. Like for advice for people that are doing it again, like along with the same lines as like being able to take a no, like. We've had losses, do you know what I mean? And like we've had to put money in out of our own pockets rather than like using ticket sales to fund this stuff, do you know what I mean? Like or like putting money in and getting it back from ticket sales, or sometimes it comes to the end and we've not do you know what I mean? It's not been great. Like Italio Bros was a fucking close one, do you know what I mean?
Very close.
Because they're like everyone mistaken the artist, which is a bit of a mistake from us, to be honest with you. We didn't do our best marketing it as we could have done, which is another learning curve. Do you know what I mean?
Again, it ain't a loss, is it? It's a learning curve.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean, you can only be like, right, next time.
It's good from what we learned. Like we didn't make loads of money. We didn't make any money off that, but we learned so much from it of how to actually talk to an artist, bring them in, what they need, how to look after them,
their riders, and
stuff like that. I mean, luckily they didn't drink, so we didn't have to just 4 bottles of water and 2 Red Bulls.
And they literally, I went to the end of the deck, still sat there flat as a fire. I was like, brilliant.
I'll drink it for you, mate. Don't worry.
I think someone did.
They were funny.
But that's the thing, though. The losses that you made, you actually gained some experience.
Gained so much experience,
and that's going to help you. I'm not. It ain't all about money, but if you want to be a legitimate business, it is a little bit about money.
Yeah, exactly. We need to.
You're going to make that money back from the knowledge that you've learned from doing that for previous parties.
Because we always want some capital to then go on and throw the next party, rather than just keep on waiting on ticket sales to pay for stuff. You always want a little bit behind you. So the next party, you're like, right, we have this, we can do this now, and then just keep going on like that, and then we can throw bigger and better parties. And we can get bigger artists here, and that's what we want to do, is just keep progressing until we can get the big fucking names here.
Yeah, which I feel like it's almost happening, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like
it's
I
close,
feel like
isn't it?
Vancouver's like on the tip. Like I spoke to a lot of people as well that have been in it like a long time. They're like, oh, it used to be so good back in like
20
years ago. I used to be so good, like everyone coming out, blah blah blah. And now, like from what I've seen knocking about now with like the scene and stuff, like I don't feel like there's enough venues. Like
there isn't that.
No, there really isn't.
But the thing is, this is again what I've said to people like in the UK, here about the UK, is that people will find like an old fucking factory.
Yeah. Printworks fucking sick, isn't
right.
it?
Like there's one near us, a promoter from Club Class, right? He got there's a pub, but underneath was a bomb shelter, holding thing, right? And it had all the archways. And he's like, "Fuck it! It's only 7 feet. The roof was. It was fucking almost near my head." And he's like, "Fuck it! I'll put some LED strips down." He got fucking Martin Audio to come in and do the sound system, and he made something of that.
Yeah.
You know, but like you say here, there's not really.
But
you know,
but like you got to look deeper, really. Like, why is that? Like, is it because the council?
Well,
the government
I think it also has to do with the BC government. Yeah. Like the alcohol laws here are very strict. Like after 2 a.m, no alcohol is allowed to be sold. You know.
Oh, okay.
So it limits like.
I think it's free, isn't it?
It's 2 or 3 a.m. I'm pretty sure alcohol was 2 a.m, but they're allowed to stay open till 3 a.m. Some clubs, it's weird because some clubs are allowed to stay open till 3. Like Celebrity is allowed to stay open till 4. Yeah, but I don't think there's the special permits. But there's other clubs like the Waldorf has to be closed at 2 a.m. I think it depends on where they are and their license.
2 a.m. is too early, man.
But 2 a.m, it's too early.
That's middle of the night for the kind
you're
of
just
stuff
kicking into it. Yeah.
Mate, I remember walking into a club at 11 at night and walking out at 11 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
straight into the cafe.
That's one thing that I'd love to be able to walk into a normal club here, walk in there at 11 and walk out the next day, Sunday morning at 11 a.m. and be like, sick night, right?
Yeah, because people don't get to clubs at least until that time.
Exactly, yeah.
Because like, in this current climate, do you know what I mean? Price of booze and stuff.
Yeah.
You're smashing cans.
You're doing pre-drinks, yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
You're getting as much in you as you can at home, and then you're going out, and then you get into the venue. You're going in there. You're getting there like an hour before or half an hour before the headliner, like necessarily sometimes. And then you get in there, you're watching the headliner, then you got a couple more hours where you're just floating around, literally.
Yeah.
And then
until the lights come on.
Yeah, until the light comes on, you're like,
that's what coming out of that door and it's just
where's
sunlight.
the kebab house? I need it right now.
Yeah, they did that at the Waldorf, man. They just would like bang lighters on.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck?
So how was the process of getting the Waldorf to it? Because wasn't the what happened with that Waldorf with it? Because didn't the venue close?
I think closed down in COVID.
Didn't they like?
And they
pull out last minute, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then you had to find the Waldorf was one that you found later.
Yeah.
On. It was like, okay.
So we did. We did some. We actually did. We was going to do something with Jika Boys, and they said that we could have one and a half other rooms.
Yeah.
And then they were going to have the main room. So we was going to do a WONKADONK one in the small room. They were going to have the big room. We was going to team up together. And then the Waldorf actually had some technical issues.
Yeah, something with the electrics.
Yeah, we had started selling tickets at this time as well.
Oh fucking hell!
Yeah.
This is the thing. That's a stressful part.
Yeah,
right?
this is the stressful part.
Yeah.
So we've had a little bit of fucking confrontation between the Jika Boys and ourselves after this, because I feel like it was not settled properly as it should have been.
Yeah.
After the event, because it was such a hectic moment, because everyone was trying to just throw a party. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So last minute, the Waldorf turned around and said, "Can't do the party." So basically, both of us were left in the dirt.
Yep.
With nowhere to throw a venue. I then said to the boys, "Listen, I'm going to tell everyone that's from WONKADONK side, the party's not going ahead as it was originally advertised. So if you want a refund, you can apply for one."
Yep.
Because I was like, I don't want to sell people something that's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to promise people what's not going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Because from what was understood, we was going to have a side room. They was going to have the main room. It's going to be like 2 different rooms, cool combined of like 2 local fucking events groups coming together. So then, I then said to everyone and put it on the story. Listen, if you want a refund, apply for it. It's not going to happen. We're not going to have the second room. They offered us to play. Like, I think like me or someone else to play like a set like at their party, but I said, look, it's too late now. I've decided that we're not going to do it, because like for WONKADONK as our like brand, I wanted it to be like a separate room and be able to
we don't want to be the same
rather than just me playing as representing WONKADONK. So I said, listen, we'll pull out, cool. And then we had a little bit of confrontation about, you told the people that weren't party weren't happening, blah blah. And I was like,
well, our party wasn't happening.
I said our side of what we said was going to happen wasn't happening. So I'm not going to turn around to the punters that have bought tickets
to our show to come and see it.
Because then that could have repercussions of on down the line being like, fuck me, I ain't going to go to their show again. They told us this was going to happen, it didn't.
Yeah, and do you know what? The reason why I ask you this question is because it's so good, because social media paints such a picture that everything's so fucking perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And realistically, there's so much that goes on and so much effort behind parties.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, we've had some fucking stressful times, haven't we?
You know,
Yeah.
and it's good for that. Like, you boys explain that, because, like, again, like, you know, other people don't think, party's easy, and then they pull out of it.
Yeah, because they would just thought, they've just decided not to throw it.
A bit like me at Egg, really, but yeah, you know.
There goes your face.
They've literally just that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and like you have to just take the loss and just go back to the whiteboard.
Yeah, back to the
wipe it off and start again and go right. Let's go to the next idea. What we're going to do next?
Yeah, and
like you have to put things up on social media that like necessarily isn't a good thing. Do you know what I mean? Like saying people, "Oh, sorry, you're gonna have to ask for a refund," or like if you want to go to what they've arranged, you can go to that with the ticket that you've already got, but it won't be what we told you it's going to be.
Yeah.
So,
but it's, again, like I say, it's good that you guys explain that, because also the ravers and the punters that hear this side of the story, they'll have a more understanding for any other parties that throw that and be like, look, this is the stress of it. Yeah, you know, like we don't want to do it. But
another big problem with Vancouver is that people buy tickets very late.
I do, yeah.
Within like the last week is when the bulk of people normally start buying.
Oh, okay.
So that can be very difficult sometimes, especially when you're relying on, which is something that we don't do anymore. You have to rely on the ticket sales. When you're first starting up, you have to rely on ticket sales to pay for stuff. And that's why after a few parties, it gets a little bit easier. But when you're waiting for money to come in to pay for stuff.
Unless you're rich.
Yeah, unless you're rich. which we're not.
Yeah.
So the money starts flowing in on like the last week or so, the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
So by then it's a little bit late because you got to pay people, you know.
Yeah.
Like the Telebros, they wanted paying like a month before, and we're like, fuck, where are we going to get this money?
So we have to fund our.
We have to fund it ourselves, which was
a bit of money into your own pocket, which obviously as well is like it is a good thing as well to obviously chuck some money into a business as well, but you don't want to be putting your money into it all the time because you need to. That's another thing as well. A lot of people they start these businesses and stuff and they just keep chucking money at the wall, and then they work out like fucking a year or 2 years down the line, shit, it's not actually going to happen.
Yeah.
And then they're in this debt. Do you know what I mean? But I mean that's just another aspect of things that could happen. But
so like going from like, you know, what we were saying before, you organise the venue, you organise the DJs, then you do the promotion and the flyers and stuff. What about the equipment? Who do you hire the equipment from? Do you have to do it well in advance because there might be other parties that are hiring that equipment?
It's very scarce in Vancouver equipment.
So,
especially like decks and stuff.
Shout out to Long and McQuaid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
They
whatever you want.
Yeah, we got a
lights wise. Yeah.
Yeah, lights and speakers even.
Yeah, speakers as well. Yeah.
We go from there, but like that almost links into the part of choosing the venue.
Yeah. Okay.
Because some venues, obviously more of the legitimate clubs that you would try and approach, they would normally be kitted out with at least the standard kind of setup.
Yeah.
So if you go towards like some of the legitimate clubs, they've got the CDJ setups with the mixers and everything sorted. And then if you're going to more of an underground kind of vibe, then you would obviously be looking to try and start it all from scratch.
Yeah.
You've got speakers, your lights and things like that.
Just a strobe.
Just a strobe and a disco ball, something like that. Nah, but like that's another shout out to like some people that have helped us, like Evan O'Reilly, like knows his shit about his sound and stuff. And he set that whole system up for us on the boat party.
Good lad,
and he did all that, man. So that was a massive help. So like that's what I mean, because I'm not really too like savvy with all that kind of like actually setting up the equipment.
Yeah.
And how to use it.
But again though, it's a learning curve, isn't it? Yeah. You know, like and for the next party, you know, if someone isn't there,
well now we'll always have a sound engineer, you know.
Yeah.
We've always got to have one.
Oh, okay, gotcha, yeah. So you
whether it's sometimes the venue will have it or sometimes we'll have to.
Only because dealing with international artists you kind of need to.
Yeah, you have to.
Because
with their tech riders, you know, you have to have everything fucking. Because, you know, they'll send us a tech ride and say, I want to play on 3000s. This is what the mix I need. This is what speak. You know, you have to have all of that stuff ready for them.
I'll ask this question. What's the weirdest rider you've ever had? Don't have to mention who it is.
Okay, so our one for our show on the 25th is weird.
Yeah.
They've asked for a disposable camera.
Yeah.
I said, I literally, do you know, I'm working with...
Well, a wind-up one.
Yeah,
wind up.
Kodak classic, point and shooter, mate, bang. I was looking down, it's like bottles of water, it's like bottle of fucking whatever, it's like towel, it's like coconut water, disposable. What do you want that for? You're meant to be DJing, mate, not taking photos. I can't wait to see what he does.
I'm looking forward to that.
But the thing is like, I can understand a little bit of like logic behind it. Thinking if he's like going to be taking photos of all of his shows and like hanging them up or making a massive frame of it or whatever,
doing a collage.
But yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's moody, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a weird one. A lot of like going back to the equipment stuff as well. A lot of them do like they say like, so this one we've got for 25th is like 3000s, the V10.
Not the Allen, because a lot of people want the Allen Heath, Zone 92, or the 900 Nexus 2, or the
Well, this guy's guy will give a bit of a clue there.
Sorry. Spill the beans.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but
I'll cut that out. It's right, mate.
They've requested 3000s and the V10, but they've also said can have CDJ 2000.
They normally ask for the big stuff, don't they?
DGM 900, but they want the 3000s.
They want that,
but if not, they will be all right with like the thing. So that's kind of cool as well, because obviously, like we said, getting the equipment here. But shout out to Northern House as well, which is sponsored.
They're going to be sponsored on next show.
Are they?
Mate. They're going to be lending us the equipment there, so we will have the V10. And the 3000.
That's fucking like $6,000. That fucking thing.
I know. I won't be picking it up. I'll let us
Fuck.
So shout out to the Northern House lads that are letting us use that. So that's going to be good.
I always ask what some people's riders were. I remember my rider was, can I have a packet of Maltesers and 3 cartons of Ribena? No joke. I played at Ministry and they were like, so what do you want now? I went, bag of Maltesers, 3 cartons of Ribena. I was like, why is that? So because I got to drive home at 6 a.m. I need as much sugar pumping through me as possible.
Yeah, I've had some. What was another weird one that I had? I think like because sometimes talking to these agencies, like you get to the certain level of like basically not like sorting a deal, but like kind of like you get to the basically right before it. So they tell you all about obviously when they're available, blah blah, and then they say like this is their rider, this is their tech rider, just to have a look at it first. Yeah. Because sometimes you want to look at that because you need to include it in your budget, especially like if you've got like certain requirements for hotels and things like that, like must be a 5-star or like must have a swimming pool or something like that. Like, do you know what I mean? There's certain things that could be included.
Oh really? Even like hotels like that? Mate, they want like the fucking.
They want 5 stars. Yeah.
I want a Michelin star restaurant. Fucking like.
Yeah. There was someone that I had that was like far left side of the hotel away from a road. Something crazy like that.
Very specific. Yeah.
Very specific. Like stuff like that. Yeah. Like wanting to be like in a like certain part of the hotel. I was like, right, okay.
Not near the elevators and
that's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
but that was quite a big art. I can't remember who it was, but it's like when you're that level, you can kind of do that.
You're allowed to call the shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you book an artist in, like, is there contracts you sign, or do you speak to them first and go? They present to you and go, okay, this is what the artist wants. Yeah. And you reply back and say, this is what we can do. Yeah. Or do you say, we can do it all, or we can only do this?
It's a bartering deal at the end of the day. Like
they normally offer an offer, don't they? They're like
so you get like an offer.
They offer you, okay.
So it's like basically like a formatted offer. It's basically all these kind of things that are written down in a row, and you just put the answers to everything. So like venue, location, like time.
Yeah.
And then you like
set on a date.
I always ask, to be honest with you, what's their fee?
Yeah.
Because I want to see if it's reachable.
Yeah, if we can get
someone comes back and says 15k, I'm like, right, we're not
out of our budget.
We're not at that stage yet. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and some people have come back and said that 10k marker. We're like,
But I think it's good that you boys like have like explaining this as well, because you've learned this as you've processed through it.
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like you haven't done a course on it. You haven't, you know, because I wouldn't know where to start. And if I wanted to, and I don't, but if I wanted to, I'd be like, right. Let's speak to you guys. How do I, you know?
We've winged it, to be honest with you.
Fake
it till you make it.
True English style,
Literally, that's it. And we've just. I've learned, and now it helps that we've got more people on board that like, because I was doing it on my own, and then maybe started showing Jack some of the stuff, and like he logged into the email so he could see what I was saying to people, to be able to kind of like help with like how I was approaching it and what I was saying. Now we've got Grace on board that's done the events coordinating and stuff like that. She knows exactly what to say to people and how to approach it. And then Rusty, being a resident encoder, he knows how then that aspect of dealing with the international artists, because he's supported a lot of them. So now we've got that foundation kind of team, from all different aspects.
Yeah,
it's helped us a lot.
It's going to help us grow, and we've got big plans
it's help us grow.
For where we want to be over the next couple of years,
yeah,
bringing in international artists, once a month is kind of where we want to be at.
So like going forward from that, then let's go with your new design. You've got a new design now for WONKADONK.
Yes,
let's get wonky. Like, is that still the slogan?
I don't know.
We're not sure yet. Yeah.
Grace was talking about this. She's like, we need to get rid of let's get wonky and change it. I was like, all right,
because I'm trying to do this as a podcast, as we spoke about. You need something that's something with what the niche for marketing. I don't know if that's what you're trying to do.
You need a slogan.
No, the Let's Get Wonky was just literally because it was the wonky house. So
it just worked so well, didn't it?
It was just there, and again, it wasn't an actual it wasn't a serious business.
Yeah, it was just a bit of fun.
It was just fun. So we was just like, let's get wonky, bang, donkey, WONKADONK, sorted. But now, like, do you know why it happened? Actually, like the actual the movement for the rebranding was because Rustek went to Toronto, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went back to Toronto and spoke to a couple of people that work in Coda.
Yep.
Showed them the donkey and was like,
they can't be serious.
They were like, that's not really like.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't serious though.
They were like, if you want to progress and move up and like grow as like a business, you need to change. They was like, basically, you need to change.
It needs to change that.
Yeah.
We was thinking of it anyway, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, we
were like,
thought about it.
But again, like, that's off to you boys. A lot of people would be like fucking butter about that.
Yeah.
No, we're always happy to adapt and learn and take on criticism.
Exactly.
It will help us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even though I'm quite stuck in my ways.
He's fucking well stuck in his ways.
It's like, fuck, I want to keep the donkey.
Yeah.
It takes a while, but you'll eventually get around to him.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was like,
because you were adamant. You were like, nah, we're not changing that.
I was, and then we went out one night after Northern House, and I was talking to Rusty and Paul Frank, and we were chatting about it, and like they were like, I think you should rebrand.
Yeah.
And we were like, I was like, fuck, really? I was like, I don't know, like. I was like, I like the playfulness, because like the original, like some of the kind of like after we got into a business, some of the kind of like inspiration for WONKADONK was kind of similar to the Elro kind of style.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go down that route and like with the festivals and like kind of like try and grow a festival to be like kind of like this magical playland that's like called WONKADONK with like all these mad fucking trippy shit going on, like an Alice in Wonderland / kind of thing. So that was why I was like still in the back of my mind like, fuck, I like the donkey, man, it's fucking weird and like whatever. And they were like, no, you got to change it.
Yeah.
But then sorry to cut you off there, but with the WONKADONK, did people say, oh, we recommend that you change WONKADONK the name as well?
Oh no, people love that.
That's good.
That will never change.
Yeah,
people
that's
love
good.
that. Yeah,
because it's just so different,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, when we literally we put it into like searching for business names, it's like WONKADONK. Let's see if anyone's got this. Bang, he's like, oh, it's free. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think anyone's ever
no one in the world has WONKADONK.
Even if one come up, you'd be like, fucking really? There's no fucking way.
Do you know what the thing is that's most annoying is when I started making the Instagram account, like it was I typed in WONKADONK, right? Yeah, I typed it in, and there's some guy called Will.
Yeah.
From 2011 or whatever it is. He's got an Instagram account. He's got 2 pictures on. He's like, I don't know, about 12 years old.
Yeah.
And so we can't have just strictly WONKADONK.
So, Will, if you're listening, mate, give us the username.
Give us a username.
But is there a rule that after a certain amount of years?
Do you know what? I've Googled this. So after a certain amount of years, what happens is it just goes and it will never be a thing again.
How long is that?
It's 10 years. But...
That's 2021. Should have been gone.
Yes, that's 10 years.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It vanishes. You can never use it again.
We did have WONKADONK 10.
Yeah.
I changed it recently, just to add an extra K. Just to kind of make it a bit more
WONKADONK. When you had a few WONKADONK.
Yeah. So the name was banging. So people liked the name. So we was like, we're definitely keeping that.
Yeah.
It was unique. Yeah. Everybody, near enough everyone that we meet, that we tell them that, or they realise that we like run WONKADONK. They go, why'd you call it that?
Yeah.
What's the deal with the donkey? Blah blah. Like,
yeah. So, it's always a good little.
So that's basically like near enough everyone asks us that. And so we just was like rebranding, weren't we? And then we was like, what we gonna do? And like Rusty, obviously, with his knowledge of the scene and working with people in Coda, said it needs to be short, basic, to the point.
Yeah.
Nothing too complicated. No song and dance. What you are, like, just that's it. Do you know what I mean?
Sweet and simple.
Sweet and simple. Yeah.
Something for people to remember, right?
Something for people to remember.
Because I've been reading a lot into this actually, and with social media now, with the 15-second videos, people's attention span is a lot more shorter than it used to be.
Yeah.
So when he says like, short, sweet, simple, to the point, it has to be now. In this day and age, I think with anything, as an artist, a producer,
100%.
DJ, promoter.
Because that's what we've kind of like. That's one of our kind of like philosophies with this new rebranding is like even like our communications with regards to stories and reels and just bang, sentence long, not even like just like when we posted like with our rebranding, it was like start of a new era, Feb 25, save the date, just bang, just no explaining about like. Feb 20, like, this is our new rebranding. Welcome to WONKADONK 2023, blah, blah, blah. Because by the time people go, they're like, oh,
fuck it.
That's what I'm saying, right? The story's already gone.
Yeah, so they've got one sentence there to read. It's like, Feb 25th, save the date. They're like, oh, shit, nice. Yeah.
Right, cool. In the calendar.
Easy, just
job done.
So we was just like, right, we'll keep the name and just have the name as it is. Just like, that's enough. Because the uniqueness of the name is basically our branding. Yeah. So we was like, all we need to do now is just make the name look cool. So we was like, right, and this is where I was like, right, we're having some purple. I was like, we're keeping the purple.
Got to have a little bit in there, so it's our road.
You're like a rusty oil, bro. Like, takes a bit of encouragement, bit of grease, but setting his ways.
As soon as he gets into it, mate, he's full
like
steam.
He's like, no, we got to keep summing like the purple.
So I was like, listen, I was like, mate, have you seen Darren Brown? Like, he does all that subliminal meshes and all that stuff where like his photo memory. So I was like, color. If you literally said to anyone about most things when you're trying to describe something, the first thing they say is like, it was like that reddy colour, like it was like red, or like, you know that car,
this is like graphic design marketing, isn't it?
Yeah,
mate. Because
I would talk about Music Matters podcast by the Orange Chairs. You know, I'd say it's the place with the orange chairs. If I couldn't remember the name, I remember this.
I'll be honest, I've got them because they're free. And
I know, but they're sick though.
They look like shit. But,
no, I think they're good, mate. I think they're good.
I think it gives it the character. It matches up with the logo.
Yeah, I think they're
good.
You
keep the orange theme going. It's good, man.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, the orange is blue. Looks good.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks to the old dear that sold me the chairs for $20.
So so like subliminal messaging with color, I think is massive, man. And that's why like Rusty was like, oh, we should do like just keep it black and white. And I was like, but fucking everyone's got a black and white logo. I was like how I'm like,
we didn't
look
that.
At everyone.
Yeah, everyone hasn't they?
Everyone's got a black and white logo. I was like, I want a little bit of colour in there. And the reason for the colour was as well to kind of transfer the people's like visions over from seeing that purple ring of the donkey to now they've got the purple on the WONKADONK, so they see the purple and the name, they're just like, oh, brilliant.
Still clicks.
It doesn't look like a completely new brand.
Yeah,
it's just like it's formed into it.
Perhaps you should do like a secret art, you know, when you put like a coded donkey in the background.
Oh,
like an NFT.
Yeah. So Grace actually came up with this thing, and we posted both when we did the rebranding, and we said that like because she had like Donkey Kong. It said Donkey Gone. It was like a hashtag.
Oh my
Donkey
Gone.
Absolute cheddar, mate.
Proper cheddar, that.
I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to hashtag it at the bottom anyway and see if we can get it going because it'll be funny.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it was funny, man. It was funny. So I just chucked it in there because like that's another thing as well is hashtagging on social media. I never did it before, and Grace obviously from her experience had been like, you need to be hashtagging because that's how you get attention. It's a massive thing, man. Like learning social media as well is like one thing that like I've always been flat out on my phone, to be honest with you. Like I'm pretty tech savvy with phones and whatever and social media, but like since doing WONKADONK, it's been like next level, mate. Next level, like because you got the insights and shit, and like the marketing, the way that you can do it is just crazy.
It is pretty fucking crazy. All
like,
the tools on there.
You got to think, man. They're watching all the time and listening all the time on these phones, man, and they're like taking all the information that they've got that you put on the internet, and they're just collecting it, and like you when you're marketing like through like the Facebook app, you can choose certain categories like parents with like 2 children that earn under 45k.
Yeah. can be so specific.
That's one of the drop downs that you can choose. Like in household income, how many kids, single or divorced. Like it's like
it's too much information.
It's crazy, man. So you've got to be able to learn that stuff inside and out, which I don't know too well.
Yeah.
But again, Grace is on board now with that expertise, so she's going to be helping us out massively with that.
Yeah.
So with the rebrand now, then you got the rebrand. The rebrand got released today, so this episode's going to be released in a couple of weeks maybe. So what's the date today? 20th.
Yeah, the 20th.
So it got released the 20th.
19th. Yesterday we did it. Yeah.
19th of January.
Yeah.
So the 19th of January was the release day of the new branding. So what's the next step for WONKADONK in the future from this point?
So we're going to
be a party for the 25th, won't it?
Yeah. So the party's for the 25th. That's our next literally direct goal. Is our party for the 25th, which we've got an international artist coming in from. Not going to tell you.
Shit, I almost got him there.
The thing is, though,
this is going
next time.
We would have dropped it by the time this goes out. So
yeah.
Oh, we would have done.
Yeah, so we can actually say it.
Well, maybe.
No, it will be, won't it? It will be released.
Or maybe I'll release it sooner without telling you.
Oh,
it would be good to know that.
Yeah.
No, it will be. Okay, so I can say, we've got an international artist coming in, Kai Williams.
Kai Williams,
nice. He's tech house DJ, basically down in Brooklyn, New York. Actually supported Lee Foss back a couple of weeks back, and it's going to be massive for us. To be fair, I just Instagram messaged him again.
Really?
Yeah,
they do, don't they?
Rusty put me onto him. He's been doing some good work, man. Getting some good names. He was actually playing in Atlanta with John Summit. I mean, John Summit's a little bit commercial for me, but
yes, for me,
still, that's a good name.
So it's a good marketing thing that he does, right?
Yeah. So like I think he supported him in Atlanta, and yeah, man, he's. Do you know what? I'm trying to think of the label he's on top of my head, and I should know this because fucking
repopulate Mars or something, probably. I guess.
Yes, I can't remember, man. It's annoying me that I can't think of it off the top of my head. But anyway, he's on a decent label. I think he's actually started his own.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he started his own label. So yeah, that's gonna be major, man. To be fair, I'm buzzing. He's super excited to come here. He's been to Vancouver before.
Yep.
Never played here.
Okay.
Which is sick for us because we did the Italia Bros Canada debut. They never played it before. Now Kai Williams is going to be coming, and he's never played it before. So like that would be a sick fucking trend to keep going. Just keep
man,
giving people their debut because man, like the thing is that
that's a good.
They're going to remember it as well. Yeah,
because again, like like with this ththing and me being a producer as well, I always try and think outside the box.
Yeah,
and if you're always getting people's debuts, then that's
because you're always going to remember your first show somewhere.
Exactly, and that's that could be WONKADONK's niche.
Yeah,
like WONKADONK are the people to debut in Vancouver.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I think it's a good niche job because I don't think too many people have played it.
Yeah,
So I think we could easily.
I think everyone will be their debuts here.
Well, a lot. Like there's obviously there has been a few people here, but I kind of like some of the kind of goals that we're going for is like. I think the sound that we want to kind of bring is something that we've really trying to focus on.
So that's what I was going to ask you actually. What is WONKADONK's sound?
So like we're mostly focusing, like we advertise ourselves as like disco house, techno, like tech house,
house,
because we have had them genres on our show, our gigs before. We've had that, but I would say that majority of the kind of sound that we like is kind of like the house, the deep house to tech house kind of vibe with like
that's where we want to be.
That's where I want to be. To be honest with you, I love that kind of sound. I think it's massive back at home.
And do you ever like get worried like if you call in an artist to come play in Vancouver, if there's enough people in Vancouver itself that will know who that artist is and come and see that artist? Like in London, right, there's 20 million people in London. You know there's going to be the punters there for that
artist,
but obviously there's only 5 million in Vancouver, so how does that
definitely something we worry and think about quite a lot?
But that goes into that's something that goes through the thought process of selecting the artist that you approach. So like when we select these artists, like to be honest with you, what I do is I actually randomly like speak to my friends, like or people that I know,
people that are in the scene already.
And I'm like, do you know who this is? And if they say yes or no, depending on where they are in the scene, I can gauge a kind of like level of who would know them, who would not.
Yep.
So I would say to someone that's like, I don't know, like someone that's into like going to Vantech every week, I'd be like, do you know this person? And they'd be like, no, because it would be a tech house DJ rather than like a techno one.
Techno DJ,
they
yeah.
would like to be more seeing techno artists.
Yeah.
So like it's hard because like I feel like Vantech have got that side of the thing sorted. Like
they've got it unlocked. That
Richie Horton,
yeah, Richie Horton.
Let's have a talk about that for a second.
That's fucking mental, mate. Absolutely hats off,
mate. When I did my promotion thing, I was like, fucking hats off.
Yeah.
And
what
also,
I'm
gonna try and fucking get Richie Horton on Barbosa and
sitting right here.
Yeah.
Oh, if they come to Langley, fair play. But I don't think they're going to come in my garage.
No, mate. If you could get him on the show, mate, that would be massive. Like, mate, legend.
I might need your help, boys.
Absolute legend, mate.
I might need your help.
Got my ticket. It's sold out 2.5 hours.
Do you know what? I was at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. We were.
My lunch break's in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sweet. Get on there, sold out.
Yeah. 12 o'clock. I'm on there. Like
off.
Phone's there, and like 12 o'clock.
Mate,
refresh.
Mate, I missed early bird, and I'm telling you now, literally my phone ticked over at like 12. I clicked on it, clicked on early bird, boom, unavailable. Clicked on second tier, unavailable. I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna get a third tier, like I'm gonna buy it. So yeah, fucking Richie Horton, man, was fucking.
Richie Horton's a fucking big one,
and that's where we want to be. You know, we want to be able to bring international artists, big artists into Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then we can have, the local artists that can open for these guys, and then themselves in a few years could be fucking, opening for big DJs would be sick,
Mate, it's like if you go on YouTube, right? How many people do DJ tutorials?
Yeah,
so many.
There's always a fucking not an option, but there's always an avenue for you guys, for people to do their thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And I think you guys will do fantastically well.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks,
hoping
mate.
so. I'm hoping that kind of we can get a good foothold and a good venue out.
Yeah.
We can kind of get some do you know what I mean? I've been talking to like some of the Solid Groove boys, to be honest with you, like some of their agents, which is not to be name dropping, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just saying that there's some people that we're talking to at the moment that it's close to happening, and
I just need to get it over the line.
I just think that once these people come and then they go back and say, fuck, that was a sick show, man, like there's actually like a potential there for us to go back again, like or for to send someone else, or do you know what I mean? Because you got like Solid Grooves, you got Defected, like you've got all these big organisations that are massive. Do you know what I mean? That are just, why are they not here?
Where are they? Where are you guys?
Why are they, it's because the scene isn't as big as it's not big enough for it.
Yeah.
Well, like you get Defected in like Croatia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why can't we get that here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you know what I mean?
And I think we can. I don't know if it's that people haven't tried to do it before, or it just hasn't worked out. But we're just gonna keep trying until we fucking get it done.
This is what we were saying before the show started. It was just like, they go to Toronto, they play in Coda. They go to Montreal, they play in stereo, and then they fly straight past Vancouver down to San Diego, Los Angeles, Vegas, and they play the big shows down there. And then they go around and they go down to like Tulum in Mexico, and they stay there over the period of like January and February, where it's cold in Europe and stuff. And then they stay in Mexico and they do all the festivals there, like Afterlife, for example.
Afterlife,
in that, did you see that? Did you see that?
The one in Printworks done, mate.
Oh, it was sick, wasn't it, mate?
But I was just like, I don't know if I'm not too sure about its apocalyptic kind of
it is.
I was like, a bit moody, but
I saw them actually. I went to I was in Mexico last year for New Year's, and I went to Zamna and went to it wasn't an Afterlife, it was a Circa Loco. Zamna Afterlife was the night before, but mate, it was fucking crazy down there. Saw Peggy Goo down there actually.
Oh really?
Oh, mate, she's naughty, mate. She's fucking naughty.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sick, mate. But we want that here,
Yeah.
I know we can't get the sun like the Mexican vibe, but Vancouver still has.
Do you know what would be sick, man? It's something that I've had a good vision for. Is Whistler.
Oh,
I feel like there's if you could make like a kind of outdoor auditorium kind of fucking like cool even like a Roman theatre kind of style where it's like built
an amphitheatre.
Like an amphitheatre built into like the fucking snowy mountains. Like Circular, what the YouTube videos. Have you seen them?
Yeah, Folie Douche as well.
Yeah,
like the Folie Douche and I've been there. It's in
France,
right?
I've watched that set. Who is that? Is it Solomon that plays there?
I can't remember. But
I've seen the Solomon
big club
set,
on the mountain. I've been there. It's
Really?
It looks sick. I've seen some
man.
videos of it.
I
Yeah,
just
man.
think that would be cool, man. If you could get like a kind of peak area in Whistler, like with maybe like a crowd of like 100, 150, nothing massive.
Yeah.
Just like a cool like.
You say Whistler, right? I went up to Whistler. My family come over, you do the tourist thing. Whistler, right? Took them up there, and I've all passed them. Beck, my missus went to me. Look who's playing in the club, and they had it on there. I took a picture of it, but it had like DJ Heidi. It was
Where
like
was
Pete Tong and all these people playing.
When was this?
This was I think it was last winter, and they were playing in this in the club before. You know where the ski lift is, like the gondola where you pay it. Yeah, it's here.
Yeah,
it's
Longhorn,
like it's got a stage.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest artists I've ever fucking heard of.
Well, they had Steve Aoki play there.
That was it,
yeah, Steve
and
Aoki,
Clapton as well.
Yeah, and Clapton was there.
Yeah.
Playing at this small little venue in Whistler. So
yeah, I know. Well, it's a perfect spot. It's
it would be
scenic
sick.
as hell, do you know what I mean? It'd be such a good spot. But like, it's funny because Longhorn was they put up a thing saying we want DJs.
Yeah.
For the winter. So I was like, listen, I messaged them. I said, listen, I know a load of DJs. I'm running events down in Vancouver. I said, listen, we could team up here and do something, and like, I could bring whoever up to whatever, like local artists or whatever.
Because we got the contacts for it.
Got the contacts to bring like all of the local people from Vancouver to Whistler, which would be fucking so sick. Can you imagine all the people that are in Vancouver going up to play
for skiing for the day, coming back?
Which would be well good. Like, it'd be a well cool organized, like a little deal going on.
Just like they have in like the ski resorts in like Europe.
Just didn't get back to me. They give me an email address, contacted it, some guy called Tim. Didn't get back to me. So Longhorn, if you're listening.
Yeah, come on, Tim.
Yeah.
Come on, Tim. What are you playing at, mate?
Bro, yeah.
Come on.
Let's do it.
We'll take a minute. I'll make a little clip. We'll tag Tim.
Yeah.
Tag Tim.
Yeah. So that was it. So like that's it really, and that just stems back to kind of like the venues and the situations of where to play and where to bring people. Do you know what I mean? Because like this is another part of like contacting these agencies and stuff. They want to. First question they ask is like, what were your previous shows like?
Yeah.
How many people were there?
What
was the venue like?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Because they want to see. They're not going to send. I'm not going to send Michael Bibby over here if he's going to be playing in a shed
for 50 people.
Even though like they will play in these venues, they don't mind. But for business promotional kind of stuff for themselves, and if they are coming to this country for the first time, they want to be like, do you know what I mean? They want to put a good show on because it's like their chance to show people like.
Yeah. Do you think like getting these people over? If you can get them into like Whistler, and say like Longhorn don't want to do it, do you think you could set up like a stage? Because they've got something there, haven't they? They've got like that big oval thing, haven't they?
I've seen that.
Do you
see
what I'm saying? Like from the Olympics,
by the ring.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So like that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe,
but then it also goes back to whether we'd be allowed to.
I'm just coming up with ideas for you guys, right?
Write that down.
It was like I said, it's just a thought, to be honest with you. It's too late for this year, but I mean next year it may be something we could think.
Yeah, like I say, this is just for preparing.
And we're constantly thinking of new ideas of where we can take stuff and what we can do next. You know, we're always planning ahead, trying to think of what the next good thing that we can do is.
Yeah. And I think it's good for. Sorry, cut your offense, but like I think it's also good for like people who are watching. You have got to be in what we would say. You've got to be cheeky about doing stuff, right? Messaging people and be like, 100%. Yeah, but we fucking link up, you know?
Yeah. That's it. And don't ask, don't get. It's kind of attitude. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like for the whole as WONKADONK moving forward with regards to what we're planning for the next kind of, I don't know, what should we say, 6 months to a year?
For the next year.
It's just getting some consistency in there, to be honest with you. That's kind of like our main kind of goal. Consistency, like get our marketing
down to it, sorted
now
out.
We've got our branding where we want it to be, kind of like really focus on
just grow the business, you know,
and getting kind of like that familiarity for people to come to as well. You know, like how many clubs do you go to back at home or wherever like you've been before that you've lived a long time and just you
just know it's there, don't you? Yeah.
Even if the DJ that you don't know you don't know is playing. You know that the promoters are good. You've been to a load of their shows before. The sound's good. That's what you like to hear. The venue's bang on.
Yeah.
The drinks are good. Do you know what I mean? The bouncers are sound.
Yeah. You just know everything's going to be... it's just going to be a good night. Without thinking about it, you just know, right, Saturday night, I know where to go tonight, you know? Not, right, let's see who's playing, like... Let's see who's about. Like, just go there. You know, people are going to be there. You know, it's going to be a sick night.
Yeah.
That's the vibe we want. You know.
So if you guys registered WONKADONK as a business now,
we have now. Yeah.
What's the process for that?
Not fun. That's what it is.
It's a lot of hoops to jump through. With like, firstly, what you have to do is you have to actually register as a name. So basically, what you do is you like apply for the name to be vacant first, and then you go from if that gets accepted, which can take up to what would it take?
30 days, I think.
It took like 2 weeks for us.
Yeah.
Funny enough, WONKADONK wasn't taken.
Yeah. Like I said, if someone said like, fuck off, mate. Really? Come on.
So WONKADONK wasn't taken, so we got that, and then you go through like making the company like limited, which I won't go into too much detail now because it's
boring.
The time. But I would say to everyone, if they're trying to do it in BC, and in Canada as a whole, like what I've learnt from it is it's basically there for you. You just have to like read it because they got like a checklist of like starting a business. And this is what we use.
30 pages long.
It's a lot to it, but like you can just go through and almost tick off once you've done it. So like kind of like
just step at a time.
And the hoops to jump through, I guess, but. Yeah, that was kind of like our thing about it, because we was like, if we're going to be approaching these like international big agencies, we can't.
We need to be legit.
That's the thing.
And we want to be legit. That's where we want to take the company.
Yeah, we can't be this underground.
And that's why I ask these questions, because obviously, one, I would like to know anyway.
Yeah.
But obviously, for people watching, they want to. If they do something like this in Canada, even if it's in fucking some other country, they can take this sort of knowledge on and go from there. So. Yeah, mate. I appreciate the information.
Yeah.
So what's going on moving forward then? So you got the party on the 20.
Yeah, party on the 25th.
25th at this location, which is in downtown Vancouver.
Yep.
And then we kind of want to be throwing a party once a month.
Yep.
Well, we've actually sorted ourselves out with a deal there, haven't we?
Yeah.
For the next
really
week.
sick.
Yeah. So we got the 25th, and then what's the next date? 1st of April.
Yeah.
And so that's just a little insight there for the next party after
this
one. Don't let off too much info,
but that's it. Yeah, so we've got that lined up, and we've got a booking for that as well. So we've got the next 2 parties lined up really. So we kind of want to keep that consistency.
Good throwing, good parties.
Good going, yeah.
Kind of having like at least 2 booked, and then being able to kind of like, do you know what I mean, keep momentum going.
Because although we, like I said before, although we have this party on the 25th, we're thinking 4 parties time now. You know, when that's ready and all we need to do is the promotion, we're thinking now in 4 months' time.
You've got to read it,
you have to.
Yeah,
you have
to
be ahead.
One of the things about being able to think ahead and kind of like have some foresight on like what situations are going to hurt. And then when you get to them situations, it doesn't necessarily pan out to be like what you thought it to be like.
There's a lot of change dynamics all the time, man.
It does. It never pans out.
You have to be adaptable, very adaptable.
We'll get Carl Cox. He'll play.
We'll just give him a call. You ready, mate? Yeah.
Like this thing, and it'll only cost us $500 because he's in the area.
If you fucking got him here for $500.
Oh, mate, you're so good, wasn't it?
I'll give you $500 for it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So like that's what I mean, really. Yeah, just keeping on top of that kind of foresight and vision, and always just like now we've got like more people involved. It's a lot less of stress for me and Jack. The whole thing.
You need that team manager, right? I do for this stuff. I'll be honest.
It's so good to have around you as well.
Yeah, you need a team man, because like when I first started this, doing all on my own, and then Jack obviously helped out. It's a lot to do. It's fucking a lot to do, man. There's a lot of admin. There's a lot of.
I know the feeling, bro.
Yeah.
So like when we're running up to a party, we talk all day, every day, like just constantly. Fucking, you're at work and you just look at your phone. You got 50 messages from Vince, and I'm like, fuck's sake, I can't get through all of these.
So talking like marketing, then before we close up. Yeah. Do you think like create like a community group chat, and then you say, look, we're thinking about these 4 artists. Which one would you like to see?
It would be good.
Would that be good or
as
not?
In, what do you mean? It's kind of like,
because
in regards to like the whole scene.
No, like if you were
for the team of WONKADONK,
like for WONKADONK, if they wanted to like get an artist, right? We were on the discussion of like marketing and how to be adaptable and trying to think outside the box. I'm throwing this idea out there.
Yeah.
What about if you guys said, you create like a WhatsApp community group or a Facebook group or Reddit, whatever you wanted to call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you said, look, we're looking at these 4 DJs. Which one would you like to see? Do you think that would be like a beneficial thing to?
I did something like that, didn't I?
Just on like the Instagram stories, we put out like
I did an Instagram story saying
who would you like to see?
Oh, you did. So you did it.
Yeah, we do it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And people reply, but the problem is like. In an ideal world, we'd love to get that. It's very hard to get. People want big DJs, and that's what. Yeah,
I was like, right. I'll just give them a call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh mate, you just come down.
But that's what we're working towards.
Claire said she would like to
so
see
it's
you in
good to have the
Vancouver.
information to see what people want, because at the end of the day, we want to bring what the people here want to see.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when people that are watching, like I've said many times, we want to start a brand or do their own thing. What things what things have worked and what they haven't worked, like trial and error, like Instagram.
Do you know what, mate?
I can't get bicep, but I could get these people.
Yeah.
And then like you say, venue with everything, piecing it all together, like finalising what we've discussed today. Like it is a process.
It's a big process, yeah.
And we're nowhere near like achieving what we want.
Like we're nowhere anywhere. We're nowhere right now.
Like, if you say the scale's like this big, we're probably only like here.
And again, like I said earlier, with the world that's so in demand that everything's so quick, and to paint the picture of that, it's not like that. And I appreciate you guys coming on today explaining your way of how it runs and the processes behind it, because that shows like there is a lot of hard work, and this is what it needs to be.
And
the stress.
That's why we were buzzing to come on this, to be honest with you, because we were
we've been buzzing.
People have asked us about it. Like I feel like kind of like we're very. I feel like we're very unique in the scene. I feel like kind of like what we're trying to bring. Like, a lot of people are doing it as well, but I mean,
there's a lot of tough competition out there, because there are some people that throw good parties out in Vancouver.
I feel like what we want to do is quite like, we're very driven. We've got
we have a lot of passion towards this as well.
When saying just about like, just quickly, just before we finish up, saying about like who people would want to see. I also think that Vancouver's such a scene that's kind of like lacking such a music scene that it would be a good chance to bring people that not many people do know.
So like a form of education.
Form of education. Kind of like,
that's very good point.
Because I feel like there's a lot of artists that like we know like off the back of our hand back in the UK that play in Printworks and all these mad clubs that we would be like, oh, it's them again. That people here would be like, I've never heard of them.
Never heard of them,
Do you know what I mean? So it's a perfect chance for like bringing up and the scene here. And yeah, man, I'm just buzzing to get.
We're buzzing to just carry on working on it.
Working towards the goals that we've got.
Yeah, no, mate. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on. So I've had a few beers. We all have. It's been good though, isn't it? Like,
mate,
beers,
quality.
I appreciate it, guys.
Chat shit for a bit.
Yeah, mate, it's good. It's good for the soul. But I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having us.
Explaining your side story. There's a lot of good things coming for WONKADONK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be there, 25th of
Watch
February.
this space.
Yeah. Anything else you want to plug before we go?
No, that's it really.
So it's 25th of February.
Yeah.
See you there.
If you haven't already on WONKADONK.
At WONKADONK. Cut.
And then Vince Tapster and Jack Linden, follow them on Instagram, and obviously WONKADONK. And see you. Thanks guys again, and we'll see you on the dance floor, I guess.
Yeah, thanks mate.
Nice one,
see you guys.